When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer might seem obvious. Your family, your closest friends, the people you've known for years. But once you hit 60, reality starts to look a little different. Life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and suddenly, you realize that the support system you've always relied on might not be as reliable as you once thought. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars that become more dependable than family as you get older. This isn't about pushing people away, but rather about understanding where real stability comes from, so you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. When you build a strong foundation based on these 6 pillars, you gain the security and independence that will carry you through life's challenges. Stick with me until the end, because these 6 pillars may completely change the way you think about support, and by the end, you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Let's dive in. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. The most reliable support you'll ever have isn't a person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy security, freedom, and peace of mind. As you get older, you'll realize that relying on family for financial help is not a plan, it's a risk. Your children have their own lives, their own expenses, and their own families to care for. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to help when you need it most. Take Richard, a 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would step in if he ever faced financial trouble. He had helped them through college, lent them money when needed, and was always there for them. But when an unexpected medical issue drained his savings, he turned to his kids for help, only to realize they were struggling with their own bills, not because they didn't care, but because life is unpredictable. That's why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars of support you can build. It's not about being wealthy, it's about being prepared. It's about having a plan for emergencies, a steady source of income, and a clear understanding of how to manage your money, so that you never have to depend on anyone else. Pillar 2. Your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. The truth is, you can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health fails, your freedom disappears. While family may care about you, they can't exercise for you, eat the right foods for you, or stop the effects of aging. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people neglect their health, thinking that someone will be there to take care of them when the time comes. But the reality is, even if your family loves you, they have their own lives to manage. Depending on others for your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the most important investments you can make for your future. Carl, a 68-year-old man, had always been active, but let himself go after retirement. Before he knew it, his energy dropped, mobility declined, and simple tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. Eventually, he realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health right now. You don't need to train like an athlete, but small consistent efforts can make all the difference. Move your body every day, eat foods that fuel you, and take your checkups seriously. If you've been ignoring warning signs like aches that won't go away, difficulty walking, or changes in energy levels, it's time to stop pushing them aside. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today. Pillar 3. Your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is isolating themselves. It happens slowly. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before you know it, your social circle becomes smaller than you ever imagined. The problem is, loneliness, especially after 60, is dangerous. It affects not only your emotions, but also your health, mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. You might assume that your family will always be there to keep you company, but the truth is, your children have their own lives. They have careers, families, and responsibilities that keep them busy. They love you deeply, but they can't be your only source of companionship. That's why your social network is one of the most important pillars of support. Take Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who always relied on her family for companionship. She had 2 sons who loved her dearly, but as the years went by, they got busy with their own lives. Margaret started to feel lonely. Then she made a change. She reconnected with old friends, joined a community group, and picked up new hobbies that introduced her to new people. Suddenly, her life was filled with conversations, shared laughter, and a sense of purpose. Friendships and community groups give you something priceless, a sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a book club you attend, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life outside of your family creates a foundation of emotional strength. The more connections you build now, the more support you'll have in the years to come. Pillar 4. Your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person, it's your own sense of purpose. After 60, many people feel a shift. The roles that once gave life meaning, being a parent, a worker or a caregiver, start to fade. Retirement sets in, children become independent, and life slows down. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to feel invisible, unneeded, or lost. The truth is, no matter how much your family loves you, they can't give you purpose. That's something you have to build for yourself. Having a reason to wake up every morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a goal, keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. It's what keeps you engaged with the world, instead of just watching from the sidelines. Pillar 5. Your emotional resilience. Life has a way of testing you, no matter how old you are. After 60, the challenges don't stop, they just change. Friendships fade, loved ones pass on, health issues arise, and sometimes life feels lonelier than it used to. The truth is, no matter how much support you have from others, the most reliable source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, process emotions, and find peace in difficult moments is what keeps you moving forward, even when things don't go the way you expected. Too many people rely on family to be their emotional support system, believing that their children, siblings, or relatives will always be there to comfort them. But the reality is, everyone has their own battles to fight. They might not always have the time or energy to be the source of emotional stability you need. That's why building emotional resilience is so important. It allows you to find strength within yourself, instead of constantly seeking it from others. Take Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. At first, she leaned on her children for emotional support, but over time, she realized that while they cared deeply, they had their own families and responsibilities to manage. She knew she couldn't expect them to fill the void she felt inside. Instead of letting grief consume her, she focused on strengthening herself emotionally. She joined a support group, started journaling, and practiced daily gratitude. Over time, she discovered something powerful. She didn't need someone else to fix her sadness. She had the strength to heal on her own. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be strong all the time. It's about acknowledging pain, processing it in a healthy way, and developing coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. It's about having outlets, whether it's writing, meditation, therapy, or simple self-reflection, that help you find peace within yourself, instead of depending on others to provide it. No matter what life throws your way, the ability to stand strong on your own will always be one of your greatest sources of support. The more you cultivate emotional resilience, the less you'll feel dependent on others to make you feel whole. At the end of the day, the person who will always be with you through every hardship and triumph is you. Pillar 6. Your ability to adapt. If there's one truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once counted on may no longer be as reliable as they used to be. The key to thriving at this stage of life isn't holding on to the past, it's your ability to adapt. Those who struggle the most with aging are often the ones who resist change, who cling too tightly to what was instead of embracing what is. But those who learn to adjust, stay open, and welcome new possibilities, find joy and fulfillment, no matter what life brings. Many people assume that once they reach a certain age, they're set in their ways, but that kind of thinking can be dangerous. It can keep you from discovering new opportunities, meeting new people, and learning things that could enrich your life. Being adaptable isn't just about accepting change, it's about actively looking for ways to grow with it. Take Frank, a 78-year-old man, who had always relied on in-person friendships to stay connected. When many of his friends moved away or passed on, he initially felt lost. He thought, "I guess this is just how it is when you get older," but instead of resigning himself to loneliness, he decided to adapt. He learned how to use video calls to stay connected with distant family, joined an online discussion group about history, and even made a few new friends in the process. Instead of letting change defeat him, he allowed himself to grow with it. The people who thrive after 60 aren't necessarily the ones with the most resources or the strongest support system. They are the ones who refuse to be stuck in their ways, who remain curious, and who find ways to adjust, no matter what life throws at them. If a door closes, they look for another. If a relationship changes, they find new ways to connect. If something is no longer working, they are willing to try something different. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest pillars of support you'll ever have. It allows you to navigate life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. The more you embrace change instead of fearing it, the less you'll feel like you're losing something, and the more you'll realize that every stage of life offers something new to gain. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and beyond is a stage of life that comes with both wisdom and challenges. While family may always hold a special place in your heart, the reality is that the most reliable support you'll ever have isn't found in other people, it's found in the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial stability ensures that you never have to rely on someone else to get by. Your physical health determines whether you can maintain your freedom and independence. Your social circle keeps you connected, engaged, and emotionally fulfilled. Your sense of purpose gives your life meaning and direction. Your emotional resilience strengthens you against life's inevitable hardships, and your ability to adapt allows you to thrive even when things don't go as planned. If you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never feel completely alone. You will never have to beg for support, feel helpless in difficult times, or wait for someone else to step in and save you. Because true stability doesn't come from hoping others will be there for you, it comes from knowing you are already prepared to stand strong, no matter what life brings your way. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and share one thing you learned today, and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.